35 years, we've served customers in Boilermaker country, and we want to serve you with pre-owned vehicles from $29.50 and up. Online at TwinCitySuperstore.com.
Quarterback Sean Robinson. Sean, I would imagine that things have changed here a little bit for you in recent weeks. You go from a guy who knows that he's probably not going to play to knowing that you've got an opportunity here. Just how are you feeling?
It's a little exciting. It's a sad thing to see Rob go down like that. He's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen play. And for somebody that valuable to go down, it's a bummer to the whole team. But it's an honor to be, thought of as a second-string quarterback, even if it is due to an injury. But you just got to go out there and be confident and try to humble yourself every day. And I guess we'll just see how it goes.
How do things change for you now?
Just a lot more reps. I was working with the 1As and the scout team, and my reps will go up with the 2s.
Right.
So just taking Rob's spot and what reps he got with the 2s and whatnot. So I'll just be doing that.
How comfortable are you with the offense, and how much better do you feel now than maybe you did a month ago?
Since the start of camp, a lot better. I've gotten a lot more comfortable. And going with the scout team against our starting defense has really helped a lot.
Right.
They're up front. Kerrigan rushing you. You get a sense of what it feels like to be in a Big Ten pocket. So, I've settled down a little bit, but I got a lot of ways to go and a lot of work to do yet.
Now, when you're running the scout team, you're often running sort of a replica of what your opponent's going to run, right? I mean, you can get some snaps that way, but it's probably a little bit easier to learn Purdue's offense when you're out there as a number 2 quarterback.
Right, and that's one of the things. But what the scout team will give you is just those reps. Going against a starting defense in the Big Ten. Those are good quality reps, no matter what offense you're doing. Just throwing the ball and playing catch and just trying to build up some confidence.
Has the coaching, I know it's early here, but have the coaching staff told you maybe what your role might be now? Is there a possibility that you won't redshirt and that you could get into some games?
I'm not sure about that yet. That's something the coaching staff will probably play by ear. I know that I'm the number 2 guy now. So depending on what their game plan is for each game, that's up to them, and I'm just there to do as they tell me.
Is it a little bit odd for you to just have to change your mindset? I mean, a month ago you probably were pretty set in the idea that you were going to redshirt, and now there is a possibility that's not going to happen.
Definitely. Yeah, that's one of the things me and my father talked about. He's a big mental approach guy, and it changes everything. It wasn't that I wasn't competing knowing that I was redshirting, but I kind of had a sense of comfort, knowing that I wasn't going to see the field. But now, I got to take it up to a whole nother level and step it up to a level that I've never stepped it up before, playing against a Big Ten defense. It's time for me to pick it up, and I'm responsible now to I know I'm a freshman, but I got to be a leader. A quarterback is thrown in that situation, and even though I'm the number 2 guy, I got to step up and be a leader.
Right. Do you feel pretty comfortable with how Rob has performed out there, Henry, and sort of stepping up into a leadership type role?
Oh, definitely. I think Rob's a great leader. He's a good Christian, and that's something me and him both believe in, and Robert Marve as well. But with him jumping in, he has so much to offer. Not only can he throw the ball great, but everyone knows how he can run. He runs a 4.3. He's one of the fastest kids in our league. So that's tough for a defense to defend.
Talk a little bit about your game. I know that you've been a good runner for your whole career, and you've worked a lot on perfecting your throwing and things. And I know talking to you before the season, you had talked about how your senior year you felt like you got a lot better in that. Right. Do you feel like you're continuing to make progress?
I do. You kind of hit a little uphill climb again coming up and playing with this speed.
Right.
But that just takes time and confidence. That's what it's all about, just being comfortable and finding yourself in a groove and letting God take over the rest. I can't do anything out here without him, and I've just gotten so much more comfortable, and the way the team's accepted me and helped me. If I'm throwing an interception, I'll get a pat on the butt, and I know they still have confidence in me, so that's a real big boost too.
Thanks a lot, Sean.
Thank you. Good.